Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL news cycle lately, you already know that the Eagles are doing their homework, trying to shore up their roster for the upcoming season. But there's one particular story that's been making waves, especially among Eagles fans, and that's the surprising return of Carson Wentz to Philadelphia. That's right, Wentz, the quarterback who once led the Eagles into the Super Bowl back in 2017 and then faced a series of ups and downs, is making headlines again. And this time, it's not just a rumor, it's confirmed Carson Wentz has signed back with the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, let's talk about what this means, why it's so significant, and how it could influence the entire NFC East, and more importantly, the Eagles' quest for another Super Bowl. You see, the Eagles, as many of you already know, are in a very interesting position heading into the 2025 season. Jalen Hurts remains their unquestioned starter, a guy who's proved himself as an elite quarterback, a dual threat that defenses still struggle to contain. Hurts' development over the past few seasons has been nothing short of phenomenal, turning him into one of the most dangerous players in the league. But behind Hurts, the backup situation has been a bit of a question mark. Tanner McKee has been doing his best in the preseason to secure the number 2 spot, but the rest of the depth chart, with Kyle McCord and Dorian Thompson-Robinson, has struggled to show consistency. And that's a problem, not just for the Eagles' immediate roster stability, but also for their long-term championship ambitions. Because if anything has become clear in recent years, it's that a strong quarterback backup is crucial, especially in the NFL's modern landscape, where injuries can derail even the most promising seasons. The Eagles are aware of this, and they've been scouting the market for options, looking for someone who can step in if needed without causing a major drop-off in performance. Enter Carson Wentz. Now, some of you might be wondering, wait, Wentz? Isn't he the guy who left Philly under a cloud of controversy after a season-ending injury, then bounced around a bit? And yes, that's true. Wentz's departure from Philadelphia wasn't exactly smooth. His tenure ended with some setbacks, and his stint with the Indianapolis Colts was, to put it mildly, underwhelming. But here's the thing, Wentz is still only 31 years old, and he's been working hard to get back to his best. His time away from the Eagles has allowed him to reflect, to rehab, and to rebuild his confidence. And now, with a fresh start back in Philly, it's like a new chapter for him and for the Eagles. Let's not forget what Wentz brought to the table before his injury in 2017. He was, at that time, one of the most promising young quarterbacks in the league, a player with a cannon for an arm, excellent mobility, and a knack for making plays under pressure. Before his ACL injury, he was leading the Eagles on a playoff push, and many believed he was on the verge of becoming an elite NFL quarterback. Since then, there's been a lot of debate about whether Wentz can rediscover that form, but one thing is clear: his familiarity with Philadelphia's system, his leadership qualities, and his experience could be invaluable in a backup role. And for Wentz, coming back to Philadelphia might be the perfect opportunity to revitalize his career. Think about it, playing behind Jalen Hurts, learning from him, and being part of a team that's genuinely competitive with Super Bowl aspirations. That's a scenario that could reignite Wentz's confidence and maybe even give him a shot at competing for the starting job again in the future if he proves he's still got it. But right now, his primary role will be to support and push McKee, who's been trying to develop into a reliable backup for the Eagles. This move also speaks volumes about the Eagles' mindset. They're not just looking to plug a temporary hole, they're making a strategic move to bolster their roster, to ensure they have a stable and experienced quarterback ready for the rigors of a long NFL season. With the NFC East being as competitive as ever, think about the Dallas Cowboys, Washington Commanders, and New York Giants all making moves. Philadelphia knows that every advantage counts. Having a veteran like Wentz on the bench, someone who's been through the highs and lows of the league, could make all the difference during a grueling stretch of the season. And let's take a moment to reflect on the bigger picture. The Eagles, aiming for back-to-back Super Bowl appearances, have built a roster that's stacked on both sides of the ball. Their defense has been stout, and the offensive line continues to be one of the best in the league, providing Jalen Hurts with plenty of protection. The receiving core, led by players like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, has been electric, giving Hurts the weapons he needs to succeed. But football is a team sport, and no matter how talented your starters are, depth is what often wins championships. Having Wentz as a reliable backup adds a layer of security, especially considering the recent struggles of McCord and Thompson Robinson in the preseason. While McKee looks promising, he's still young and unproven at this level. Wentz's familiarity with the Eagles' system, combined with his leadership qualities, could be exactly what the team needs to stay afloat if Hurts were to miss any time. It's an insurance policy that's not just about filling a roster spot, but about protecting the team's Super Bowl dreams. Now, some fans might be skeptical, recalling the ups and downs Wentz has faced over the past few years. But in football, redemption stories are common, and Wentz's return could very well be one of those stories. It's about resilience, about proving that even after setbacks, a player can come back stronger. And for Eagles fans, having a familiar face who's also hungry to contribute to help the team win adds a special touch of hope and excitement as the season approaches. As we look ahead to the upcoming NFL season, it's clear that the Philadelphia Eagles are making smart moves, both on and off the field. Their roster is shaping up to be one of the most competitive in recent memory, and with Wentz back in the fold, they're adding a piece of the puzzle that could prove crucial in close games or tough situations. The NFC East remains fiercely competitive, with each team trying to outdo the other, but Philadelphia's focus is clear. They want that Lombardi trophy again and are doing everything possible to make it happen. The return of Carson Wentz also brings a lot of questions about his role, his mindset, and his future. Will he accept a backup role and work to earn respect from his teammates? Will he push McKee and challenge him during practice? And most importantly, could Wentz's experience and leadership be the missing link that helps the Eagles overcome their toughest opponents? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, this story isn't over yet, and it's definitely going to be interesting to watch unfold. So, Eagles fans, what do you think about Wentz coming back to Philly? Are you excited or skeptical? Do you believe he still has what it takes to help the team chase another Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because your opinion really matters. And remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and news so that you stay ahead of everything happening with your favorite team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Stay tuned and keep that passion alive. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Philadelphia Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news.